Hi, my name is Amanda, and today I'm going to show you how to put together a clarinet. Now, the first thing you want to do is grab the reed and put it in your mouth because it needs to soak and be wet for you to play the clarinet. I'm just going to stick it in there, and you're going to leave it in your mouth for the rest of the time while you're assembling the rest of the pieces of the clarinet. You want to get the whole thing wet, so I like to put the thicker end in my mouth first, because the thinner end is going to stay in your mouth and it's going to also get wet much easier, more quickly. So then you're going to grab your cork grease and you're going to put it, on all of your cork pieces. When you're putting the cork grease on, you don't need that much. Just a thin layer will do. See, you can barely see it. So once you have done that, you're going to be good to go. If you put too much on, those pieces might actually slip apart while you're playing, and that's always a fun time. So yeah, and then I'm going to grab the bigger pieces, and you're going to notice that one piece has cork on both ends, while the other piece has cork only on one end. You're going to call this the lower joint and this the upper joint. The lower joint can also be identified by the presence of a thumb rest. So this is where your thumb goes. And this piece has a hole and a key. No thumb rest. And you're going to take your lower joint and you're going to find these keys. And you're going to keep going. You're going to ignore all of them. You're going to find this piece that you can't press down on. It's already flat on the surface of the clarinet. You're going to remember that piece, and then you're going to go over here. You're going to find these buttons. Right underneath them is a little rectangle, and this rectangle is going to go straight over the other piece that was flat on the clarinet. You want to twist it together tight so that there's no leaks of air, and you want to do this for all the parts of the clarinet. You don't want to just do it for the middle part. The rectangle should be centered on the middle of the flat key, and you can also tell if it's put together right by if all the holes are lining up. Next, you're going to grab your bell and you're going to put it on the bottom of the lower joint. Twist it on. It's easier to twist on the pieces than to just put them together by brute force. Next, I'm gonna put that down, and you're going to grab the two smaller pieces. Now, this is the barrel joint, and you can tell one side tapers off to a smaller end. You're gonna take the mouthpiece, cork you already greased, you're gonna put it in, and voila. There you go. So now you're going to take the reed that's been in your mouth for a little while now, and you're going to put it on top of the mouthpiece. Now, mouthpiece tapers off to one end. This is the top. You're going to put the reed right on top. Now, you're going to notice that there's a sort of outline on your mouthpiece, and it's sort of a rectangle. You can line up your reed to those lines. And your reed placement is really important because it affects if sound comes out, and if the sound does come out, how the sound will sound. So you might get squeaks or really just ugly notes if you don't align it right. You also want to put the reed so that the top isn't sticking out over, even by just a bit. And you don't want to put it so that it's underneath the mouthpiece. You want to put it right to the edge. You want to leave like a hair width of space between the reed and the top of the mouthpiece. Once you're satisfied lining it up, you're going to grab your ligature and you're going to slip it on top. You're going to place the screws. You're going to center them over your reed, like so. Then you're going to tighten the screws. It's important to tighten them so that your reed doesn't just fall off, but it's also important not to tighten it too much so that it doesn't A, harm the clarinet mouthpiece, and B, it doesn't stop the reed from vibrating, because the vibration of the reed gives the clarinet all of its sound. The second screw isn't as important, but you still want to tighten it a bit. Next, you're going to take your small bits and your large bit, and you're going to put them together. Now, see, that's what happens when you have too much grease. And now you're going to, it's not too much grease, but if it's too greasy, it would have flown off completely. So you're going to put it on, and the way you can tell if it's aligned correctly is you turn, you see the keys, you ignore them. You turn it, the clarinet around, and you notice the thumb rest and the keyhole and the register key are all lined up. They should line up with the reed too. And if it's all straight, then you're set, and you can now start to play your clarinet. Thank you.